Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's, as the title probably says, it's all the gear that I took on the Two Moors Way Coast to Coast that I just completed. I just got back only yesterday and so I've not unpacked anything in the bag yet. So yeah, I'm just going to take everything out and show you everything that I took. So let's start with the pack. Montane Trailblazer, 44 litre. I've got nothing but good things to say about this pack. It's really light for a framed pack. It's only about 900 grams. Plenty of room, nice stretchy pockets. The best thing I like about this, a couple of things actually, is the hip belt pockets. Instead of sitting sort of here, they sit back here, and they are absolutely perfect for a 600ml smart water bottle, and they slide in and out really easily. You can push them right in if you wanted to and zip it up, but I've always just left it unzipped like that, and they've never gone anywhere. Really like those pockets. Front pockets as well. I had a tripod, my vlogging tripod in this pocket, and some wet wipes there, but currently using the tripod obviously. The other one, I had the camera that I used to film on when I did the Two Moors Way. This is the camera I used. It's the Sony point and shoot. It's quite an old one. I took this just because it's better in the windy conditions than my GoPro. Picture quality is not as good, but hopefully it will come out okay. Yeah, really nice pack, really like it. So let's start with the pockets. I had, originally at the beginning, I had all my waterproofs in here, but on my last morning, I knew it was going to be a really nice sunny day, so they all went in here, and in this pocket I just put all the food that I wanted that morning. Because I left so early, I didn't have breakfast, so I had like a banana and some nuts and just cereal bars and all that just stuffed in there, and I just sort of ate whilst I was walking really. That was obviously a spare water bottle. That one I had the two smart water bottles had just plain water in, neat water, and this one I kept for a hydration tablet. That's my wind jacket, Patagonia, really good, really light. It stuffs up inside its pocket, which obviously it's not at the moment, but yeah, will go down literally to the size of your fist. Really great jacket. I think I used it twice. Once at camp, Sunday evening, because when all that sort of stormy weather was coming in, it just needed it. It was a little bit fresh. And I used it one morning walking out, I think Monday morning, when I left camp quite early. It was just a bit fresh, but apart from that I don't think I used it, but it was handy to have. That was just an energy gel. Took two of these, and never used these before, and I forgot I had them, and it wasn't until my last evening when I was in that B&B at Yew Mill, I was kind of tidying my pack a bit, and I found them in my food bag. So I had one of those when I walked out, because I had like that 27-mile day on my last day. So I did use one of these when I left Withypool. Yeah, and it was good. That's all that's in there now. Obviously it was full with food, but it's all empty now. Just take, that's obviously water in these side pockets. Right, inside. Okay, so that was obviously my pack cover, and I did bring, pack cover, and I just shoved my gaiters in there just to keep everything else clean because they were mucky. I didn't bother wearing them out on the last day. I could have done with them because my trousers did get muddy. The whole trail's muddy with the rain we had. There was so much mud. But I didn't bother wearing them because I knew it was going to be a warm day, and I was just going to make my legs too warm. Map, got to have it. Yeah, it was handy. just to see ahead really. Cis hydration tablets. I can only use 2. Yeah, but handy to have. Berghaus waterproof trousers. These are really good trousers, and you can. They've got poppers and a zip on the side. So if it stops raining for a bit and you're in like heavy showers and you don't want to take them off because you know it's going to rain again, you can just undo the poppers. There's a zip bit somewhere, yeah, and just unzip them, and just brilliant ventilation, and it keeps you cool. And then zip it back up again when it starts raining. Really waterproof, really good trousers, and they did keep the bottom half dry even in that heavy rain on Sunday, and it was heavy, really heavy. The only downside is they are quite heavy. I don't know what they weigh, but yeah, they are heavy. Some sealskin gloves. I chucked them in just in case I knew the weather was going to be bad on the Monday, and I wore them. In actual fact, they wetted out. My hands got wet quickly in these, but they didn't get cold. They stayed, because the heat generated inside, the water that got in there just was warm. It's like warm water. So my hands were nice and toasty. And I didn't use them again. And they stayed wet for ages. They were a nightmare to dry. Waterproof jacket. This is a Patagonia Torrent Shell. And I've had this a while now. And it's pretty light, really, for what it is, I'd say. The only thing is, it doesn't breathe well, and that is why I brought this, because sometimes if it's just a bit windy and you need just a jacket on, that you're just sweating unless it is freezing cold out, whereas that you don't so much. And it did get me a bit wet. I think it's just a mixture of sweat and the fact that it rained so much, and my t-shirt underneath this was, at the end of the day, wet. Not drenched, but it was wet. So it held up for so long, and then it gave up. But it is a good jacket still. Next up, the MLD Duromid, brilliant shower, loved it. Once I had the my internet in there, it gave me plenty of room in the vestibule. Even there's a couple of times I shut the doors down. When was it? It was at Morchard Road when I got there that day. It was just that fine misty spray of a rain all day walking there. And then when I got to camp it was the same, and it just, yeah, kept on blowing in. So I shut the doors up, and I was still able to cook. I had room to get changed out of my clothes I was wearing that day, and yeah, great shelter. And it's light, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly what it is, like 500 grams or something. Great shelter. Electrical bag in a little Cuban 5 bag. Power pack, 10,000 milliamp, which was enough, and just the leads and cables for my phone. Had batteries for the camera all in here. Spare SD card. Yeah, that's just the little batteries I used for the Sony camera. I had 4 of those, I think, which is just enough. Took this, instead of taking my Rab down jacket, which I always take pretty much all the time, I took this little gilet, I think you call them, like body warmers. Outkit one. It's synthetic, it's not down, and great jacket. To be honest with you, I wore it again, like the wind jacket, I wore it once or twice in the evenings. Never really needed it. I could have done without it. It's something I could have done without, but I bought it just in case. But it's, you know, it's light enough and it packs down really small, so it's fine. I'm still glad I took it. Six Moons Design inner. I was going to bivvy it because I don't sleep that well in an internet. I sleep well better in my sort of my Alpkit Hunker bivvy or something. But last minute I decided to take this, and I'm so glad I did, because that night at Mitchellcombe campsite near Scorrington, that was the day I walked from Ivy Bridge to there. It was only a short day in all that rain. The ground I pitched on was just horrible, waterlogged, it was just underwater. And this, the floor on this is amazing. Nothing came through it, nothing at all. And it would have been horrible bivvying down on that. So that evening I was so glad I had that. Pillow, it is a bit of a bulky thing. It's a Thermarest pillow. I've probably had this about 8 years, 7 or 8 years. And I went to an air pillow, one of those air, blow up ones. Didn't like it, so I went back to this. It is pretty comfortable. Spare little water bladder. I think it's a half a litre one. Didn't use it. Took it just in case I needed to carry a bit more water, or thought I might need to carry a bit more water one day. So half a litre, just in case I thought that, but didn't use it. Water filter and little bladder inside, which I'd use to store unfiltered water in, and then I'd filter it into one of my smart bottles. It's the Sawyer filter. Didn't use it once, so didn't need to. There was a couple of places I was able to top it up for free. Where was it? Withypool. I had some food there and a cup of tea, and they just filled my water bottles up at the tap. So it was quite handy like that. So I didn't need to use it, but had it just in case. This is my roll mat. It's the Thermarest X-Firm. It's a really warm mat, and it was too warm really for the trip, but I don't have another one that packs down that small. My other one is like that. It's just big, and they're quite expensive mats, and I don't see the point in going to buy. They do an X-Lite, and I don't know, loads of different ones Thermarest do that you pack down even smaller than this. I just don't see the point in going and spending like 100 odd quid on one when I've got this one. I just use this all year round. It is a little bit warm at times, but yeah, it was like I said, it was an expensive mat. I just get the use out of it, and yeah, it's okay. I don't sleep great on them, but yeah, that was my mat. Little trail, for obvious reasons. That would have been in here. Just took it out because I wanted all my food for that day. So in there on the last day, so I just shoved that in there. What else we got? This is wash bag. This was probably a bit heavy, really heavier than I would have liked. Some people would have took a lot less. Yeah, it was quite heavy. That's my little towel that came in handy a lot because I had a shower every night, apart from the night I stayed at Morchard Road on day 3 or 4. I can't remember what that day that was, because they didn't have showers. It was just a field and a toilet and a Portaloo toilet and a tap, and that was it. So that was great. You just wring them out and they dry really quickly. Great little towel. Toilet roll. First aid is in here. Basic stuff. A spare lighter. Some scissors. little for ticks. Plasters, obviously. Some tape. A whistle. Paracetamol. There's some naproxen in there, which is a very strong anti-inflammatory, because I do suffer with I've got neck and shoulder injuries, but I didn't actually need to use any of it, so it's all good. Blister plasters. Didn't get any blisters. I don't have any blisters now, but I used them for the last 3 days just on my heel on my right foot, because I just felt nothing, and it's absolutely fine now to touch it, it doesn't hurt at all, but it was just a little bit red and I was just worried a blister might form, so I used them. I just patched that up just in case. Antibacterial wet wipes. Didn't need to use them as much because obviously I was planning on wild camping more, but I ended up being at campsites more, so I had showers, so I didn't really need them. Just the odd one during the day, really. More plasters for blisters. I didn't use them. That had my just a little bit of shower gel in there. Gerwool foot cream. Use that most evenings. Comb. Some lip cream just for sore lips, really. A bit of toothpaste. My toothbrush isn't in here actually, because I took that out on the last day and I shoved it somewhere, just chucked it in the bag. Obviously I had it for the morning, everything else was packed. But my toothbrush, I don't know where it is, really small. It folds down like about that small, it's great. Soap, this is biodegradable. So I had that, and I had another one which is gone, it's empty, I put it in the bin, it's a hand sanitizer, and I kept that in my trouser pocket throughout the day, so I just had that there to keep my hands clean. This is my food bag. Now I had meals for hydrated meals for every day, plus I had a couple of spare like pasta and mug shots, didn't use them. The meals are all gone, I used them all. Breakfasts are all gone. I had porridge which I just put into a freezer bag, that's all gone. Coffees, I just had the bags because it was easier. I had quite a lot of these dried fruit, strawberries and raspberries and stuff. Nice little boost they give you during the day, and they're tasty as well. Really light too. This is the stove I took. I had 2 of these, and I used up one, and I've barely touched this one. So got the fuel spot. Well, I was probably over the top of the fuel. I could have made do with the other one because there was a little bit left in it, but I gave it to Martin who owns the campsite at the Barley Meadow. He took that on for me when I left there. I just did it just to get rid of some weight, really. There was still a little bit of gas in it. Lighter. Took the out kit. That's obviously just a little stand for the gas canister. Took the out kit, 650 pot. Love this. Brilliant pot, really light. Perfect for one person. Most of the time that's enough water for a meal and a coffee. That's a good little pot. Out kit 650. Inside that was, I think it's like a 400ml cup, which is perfect for it's titanium again, same as that, so it's really light, perfect size for coffee. And then inside that one was my Amicus from I think it's Soto, the make. Little just like a little pocket rocket, and these fold up. This is light, very powerful, and it's got a little igniter on it, that button, so I just have a battery as a, I just have a lighter as a backup, but yeah, great little stove that. And then we have the clothes bag. Because I was using the clothes up. This is for clean clothes only. It got emptier and emptier, and I was able to put my sleeping bag or my quilt in here eventually. This is the Cumulus 350. It was a bit OTT for the trip, because I mean most nights it was like 10 degrees, and I was warm every night. The only place it did come in handy was actually the first night at the Harford campsite. It was probably like 10 degrees, but for some reason it felt quite cold. There was a really sharp wind. That was the night that storm was brewing up, and it was really wet on the Monday.
Okay, Daddy?
Yeah, okay, mate. You want to come and say hello?
Yeah.
Say hello.
Hello.
So, yeah. Cumulus 350, it's good for down to like 0, so it was well over the top. The only night I just needed that little bit of extra warmth was on my first night. There was just a really sharp wind coming through, and you could sort of feel it. But every other night I just had it off of me, it's just over my legs, and that was it. It's a really good quilt, packs down small, and it's light, 600 grams. But I do wish really I took my Alp Kit cloud cover. That would have been more than enough. Yeah, just some leggings in here. Didn't wear these. Actually, no, I did. Yes, I did. I wore these when I had a shower, and then say putting my trousers back on that I was hiking all day. I just put these on just to and from the shower block, really. But I didn't wear them at night. Hat, really thin, light merino hat. Doesn't look warm, but that is. It is really warm. I didn't use it, just had it there just in case I needed it in the evening. Same, some gloves, didn't use those either. And pack liner, it's a Osprey pack liner. Nothing got wet inside the pack on that Monday walking out across the first part of the moor from Ivy Bridge. It was proper heavy rain coming in sideways. I dropped down into Scorriton, and then it dried up a bit then, but then when I got into Scorriton it came back in. It was big fat heavy rain, really heavy. I had everything inside this, and then obviously the cover over the pack, and everything inside the pack was bone dry, nothing got wet. I think that's just dirty clothes in there. I think, oh yeah, actually there's a little pocket here. I always forget about that pocket. Little Z-Lite pad, just cut down, really small, just big enough to sit on. So yeah, that was, obviously use that every night. Head torch, brilliant head torch. It's cheap Chinese one, and I've had it. I lost it for a bit, and I bought another one, and then I found the original one, so I went back to using this one. And they're really, really cheap, but it just, yeah, goes on and on and on. So yeah, use that. That's never let me down. It's a USB charger as well, so I haven't got to worry about carrying extra batteries. Just use my power pack to plug it in, but didn't need to. And didn't really use it a lot. Used it. It was handy on the Friday walking out because it was obviously dark when I left. I think that's it. Yeah, that's everything. And is that everything? Doesn't seem much, but doesn't seem much actually, does it? But it was enough to get me through the week. and obviously, you know, I've had the snacks. I didn't take. I took enough snacks really just to. I took loads of these dried fruit to last me the week. But as for that was it for the snacks. Everything else I picked up, stuff like flapjacks and chocky bars, as and when I dropped down into a little bit of civilization. So end of day 1 you've got Ivy Bridge, end of day 2 you've got Holme, to shop there. End of day 3, that was that was a bigger day, day 3, 24 miles, and I had lunch at the Warren House Inn, so that see me on for the rest of the day there until Drew Stainton. That was the next. No, Chagford, sorry, there was Chagford. I did do a little detour. You get to the end of Chagford Common, and a few miles on you hit Chagford, and the trail actually takes you that way through the fields around Chagford, but I actually detoured and went the other way, actually into the town of Chagford, because I just needed a few supplies and some water, and then you just carry on walking around and you get back on the trail. So yeah, you got Chagford, then there was Witheridge, Morchard Bishop has a little shop, and there's Withypool at the end. Simmons Bath just had a pub, there was no shop, but I was only 10 miles from the finish there, so that was fine. So yeah, there's not many places, but there's enough. So I was able to pick up lunch every day and snacks for that day, rather than, or if I wasn't going to hit a shop till later on in the day, I would pick up some lunch and some snacks ready for the next day. Just kept the pack weight down, so I was only carrying my breakfast and my meals, and that was it. So yeah, I think that's it. Everything, I couldn't fault anything really. I would probably say if I could take anything that I didn't, I would have got away without taking that, and I would have got away without taking that. Would have got away without taking that and taking the out kit, and the waterproofs were definitely needed. Could have done with, probably didn't need sealskin gloves, but it was just belt and braces really. Take it. The wash bag I didn't need quite as much there, but then I didn't know that, so yeah, so I think that's it. So hopefully you've watched the series already. That would have come out before this video, so thanks very much if you have, and for everyone who's commented. Yeah, any questions you got on any of the gear, leave it in the comments below and I will get back to you. If you think there's something that I could have done better on, let me know. Any improvements, but I'm pretty happy with everything, with how everything worked. So obviously the gas, I normally would take meths, but I just fancy gas for a change, and I quite like gas again now. I've got back into that. It's a reasonably light setup, and I like the fact that everything apart from the gas canister goes straight in here, and then everything goes in this little bag. My whole cook system went in there. I like that. That was handy. Right, that's me done. Thanks for watching. Do you want to come and say goodbye?
No, Dad.
No? Come and say goodbye. Oh, you want that? Alright, come on then.
See ya. See ya.
Cheers guys.